CEO, the general manager here, and of course the chairman could not make it with us. Senior officials, my deputy secretary, second Yogesh Karan from the office, and senior officials. Thank you very much for a very warm welcome and tour of the factory and farms. Especially let me compliment you for the work that you are doing. I can see that there is so much of hope in the rice industry, and I've seen the fields are looking green, some filled with water and so on. So I want to say that we need to duplicate this to a much larger scale. I've seen that your factory is being changed into much more modern machines and mills, which saves a lot of manpower. So this is the way to go, and we need to cultivate more land so that we are self-sufficient. Some of the statistics, as I've learned, I was talking to the officials here, that out of the total land area available, we are able to do only 25% of the rice now. So 75% is still unutilized. Our biggest challenge is to make those 75% of that land utilized in this area, which once was very booming and very green rice fields. So we need to capitalize on those that are idle. We need to talk to the farmers who have left this place, that are living elsewhere. The children have moved. But with technology now that we are implementing the machines, and today, as I'll be talking very shortly about the government's assistance. These days, rice farming is all mechanized. Planting is mechanized, harvesting is mechanized, and so on. So with the shortage of labor, with little labor, we can do these things. And good thing is that here in Fiji, rice is planted on a flat land, as compared to some of the countries I've seen. It's planted on a very steep hill, like Bhutan. It's on a gradient of, you can say, 45 degrees or more. So if they can do it at such terrain, I see no reasons why Fiji can't do it. And I'm told that we import $40 million of rice. At one time, Fiji was self-sufficient for this rice. We were producing our own rice. So what has gone wrong? We need to fix this. We need to get to the drawing board again and see how what technology can be used so that in the shortest time we are able to produce such levels of rice. It's a staple food, and the demand for rice is increasing with the increasing number of tourists and local consumption. Rice will always be a need, and we need to meet this need. If I draw comparison to bigger countries, such as China and India, who have a population more than 1 billion, they produce their rice, they are self-sufficient, and they produce surplus for exports. So I see no reasons why Fiji can't do it. With such a small population of a little more than 800,000 people, we can do this. And I challenge the directors and the CEO, the chairman, that let's get to basics and fix these things out. Because importing rice, our money is going out, which can be produced here. If you go to Japan, a country like Japan, any little square meter of land that they find, they plant rice. Under the bridge, next to the river, elsewhere. It's so nice and green, and they cultivate it. Here, we have got abundance of land, but we are not making use of it. So we have to make land more productive. And I want the team here, as I've been speaking to you from morning, get into joint venture schemes with the landowners, as is happening in the area of sugar. I want you to talk to these landowners and go on a joint venture, so that you harvest, you plant rice, harvest, and then the yield is shared with them, taking out all the costs.
buying it from China, most of the parts. It's not available in
Now, today is a very special day because we are fulfilling Prime Minister's promise, for the equipment to be here. Last year, during one of the tour, the farmers requested that they be given assistance because the cost of cultivating land was very expensive. And in the same room, we had a meeting with farmers, and the farmers put up a request that if they could be assisted. So I understand that today it's $70 per hectare that is charged to the farmers, still very reasonable. But the point is that we need to further reduce this so that it's far more affordable to the farmers. No? And my idea of rice, getting into the rice industry is that we get the farmers started. We have seen many idle farms, so if we get them started from there, then we're able to manage. Or the rice industry takes the full ownership of from the planting to the harvesting and the yielding and whatnot, and it gives the profits back to the farmer. So these are some of the options that we should be looking at. We have got a very good research with the agriculture sector, agriculture ministry. I'm told that some of this season's crops were diseased due to some kind of virus, but I'm glad it's contained. So these are the things that we should be really looking into and going ahead. And I see no reasons why we can't do it. Today we are handing over here 4 tractors and 1 excavator. And I understand that this is sufficient for the current demand that you have, the current size of land that you have. But as need arises, then we could be possibly looking at other systems. So you have the machinery, you have the technology for milling, and you have got abundance of land. Let's make it happen. So this is the challenge I want to give to all of you, that we must start thinking outside the box and rejuvenate the rice farming in this area and there's other areas. The good thing in Fiji is that we, as I mentioned earlier on, that we do on a flat land, so mechanization will take care of all the labor shortages that we have. And if need be, we can find ways to address this the manpower issue. So, ladies and gentlemen, and Director, thank you so much for your support. And I'd like to see that this industry flourish in the next years. And we are here from government support. And on behalf of the Prime Minister, I wish you well. Punaka. Thank you.
Really? This portion is for agricultural research and seed production. But the problem is that the identification of what needs to be done is like a big delay from the research side. The Irrigation Act is not supposed to. Basically, farmers can.